Okay, I'll make sure that you can see my map. Okay, good. So we're actually going to start today in a child's pose, if that's a comfortable pose for you to do, something you like to do. So you can start out by just taking the big toes together and the knees about as wide as the mat. And just crawl forward on your hands until maybe you lay the chest or forehead down on the earth. Alternatively, if this is not super comfortable for you or it's too much in the hips, you can always take the knees together and just lay down right on top of the thighs and rest the forehead down and let the hands come towards the feet. So in the child's pose of your choosing, we're going to begin today's practice with 3 long, slow, and deep breaths. So inhaling, feeling the skin of your back being stretched as you fill the body with air, maybe holding the breath at the top, and then exhaling out through the mouth with a soft sigh. Maybe you make the shh sound. Inhaling, feeling the belly press against the thighs, maybe as you expand with air, holding at the top, and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Great. And as you feel your breath moving into your hips in child's pose, also feel yourself getting heavier with every exhale. So inhale, see if your breath can help you to stretch. Exhaling to ground down into the earth. If your hands are stretched towards the top of your mat, you just walk the fingertips forward a little bit. Seeing if you can get a little more of a stretch in the shoulders as you inhale and exhale. Maybe you rock a little bit from side to side on your next breath in, seeing if that loosens up the hips at all, seeing how that feels in the low back. We're just starting with one long posture today to really ground down into the breath. Now we're going to enter into a little bit of a visualizing meditation. So with your forehead rocking on the earth a couple times, gradually find stillness in your child's pose. And I want you to imagine that you're a rock on the beach. So on the hard sand next to the water's edge, just imagine that you're a pebble or an agate or a shell. Just imagine what kind of rock-like thing you want to be on the beach today. Feel the sand beneath you. Feel yourself sinking into the sand. And imagine your back covered with cool water all around you, like you're just at the water's edge. And a wave just washed in, and you're surrounded by shallow water. On your next inhale in, imagine the sound of your breath being the sound of the water drawing back away from you into the ocean. Inhaling. And as you exhale, imagine the sound of your breath being the water coming in on another wave, slowly washing over you as you exhale. Inhaling, the water draws away from you into the ocean again. Exhale, a wave crashes over your back. Inhaling, the water draws back into the ocean. Exhaling, the water washes over you. And this time, as you breathe in, the water draws away. Imagine that it's taking with it some stress that has been just on your shoulders today. Exhaling, a wave of water washes over you again. Tongue twister. And again, as you breathe in, imagine the water drawing away and taking with it something that you've been carrying with you all day long, or maybe all week long. Continue this meditation of exhaling to feel a wave crash over your back. You're a little pebble on the beach, so that's not a big deal. Inhaling to imagine that water drawing away from you and carrying with it something that is stressing you out today, or even just any thoughts that happen to cross your mind. Don't feel frustrated with yourself if you can't quite clear your mind this morning. The whole job of the brain is to make thoughts. But just as you inhale, imagine those thoughts being washed away. With every exhale, imagine water washing over you. We're going to just take 5 more cycles of wave-like breaths. And if this meditation is not quite working for you, you can always just take 5 slow breaths, focusing on the feeling of the air entering and exiting your body. We're just going to take these 5 cycles on our own time, beginning now. Relaxing any facial expression you might be holding on to right now. Imagining the cool, fresh water washing over you. Releasing any tension in the neck. And finishing up your last few cycles of breath here. We're going to take one final breath in through the nose, make it the deepest breath you've taken all day. And exhale out through the mouth, sigh. We'll slowly walk the hands back in towards the knees, coming into just sitting on our knees. Hands pressing into the thighs here. Inhaling, having a nice straight regal back. Chin's level with the ground, just feeling the blood draining back into the body here. We'll take one breath in, taking the hands overhead. Maybe interlace the fingers and press the palms up towards the sky. Big breath in, stretching, and exhale, crawl forward on the hands and knees. We're going to take a tabletop pose. Hands directly below the shoulders. Index fingers and middle fingers facing towards the front of your mat. Knees are hip width apart. We'll inhale and just drop the belly, arch the back, pull the shoulders together behind us, looking forward. Cow. And exhale, begin the motion at the tip of your tailbone. We'll curl the spine and look towards the navel, pressing into the hands for this upper back stretch. Cat. Inhale, reverse the movement, taking cow, looking ahead of us. Exhale, cat, your Halloween cat. Inhale to cow once again, feeling like a sandbag on your low back, just pulling your belly towards the earth. And exhale to cat. Coming back to neutral, I'm going to give you the option of flipping the hands for a really deep wrist stretch. So taking the fingers towards the body, palms on the earth. You can just try this here, even on the knees, to see how you feel in the wrists today. But if it feels okay, we're going to take a couple rounds of cat-cow with the hands facing towards us. Inhaling for cow pose, dropping the belly. Exhaling for cat. Go really shallow here. Don't put pressure on yourself to do something crazy here. Inhaling to cow. And you can always just stay sitting on your knees with this breath stretch. Exhaling for cat. Final round, inhale for cow, exhale for cat, and we'll walk the knees in towards the hands. Slowly come up off the wrists, and we'll just gently take a couple wrist circles here, feeling the pops. You can just point and flex the hands a couple times. Maybe you interlace the fingers and draw a couple circles with the knuckles here. Maybe you switch which pinky is on top and continue the motion. And then we're just going to finish with some shaking of the hands. Carry a lot of, we put a lot of pressure on our hands all day long. So it's nice to just do a wrist stretch every once in a while and reset. Continue shaking the hands. And then we're going to take the hands together in prayer at heart center and just rub the palms together a couple times, building some heat in the palms. Continue maintaining a connection to your breath as you do this. Rub the palms together for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take the left palm to the heart center and the right palm to the low belly. And we'll just pause here in stillness. Inhaling and exhaling. Hopefully feeling a nice warm tingle in the arms. Feeling the warmth from your hands against your belly and chest. Great. Then we're going to come back onto the hands. And we're going to take the left leg, keeping the knee bent. We'll just take the left leg up behind us. Sole of the left foot facing sky. Just pause and balance here. And on an inhale, we're going to kick that foot up as high as we can towards the sky. We're going to take a cow pose basically here with one leg. So let the belly drop, arch the back, and imagine bringing the back of the head to the foot behind you, even if you're nowhere close. Inhaling into this back bend, and exhaling, bringing the knee towards the nose, between the arms, beneath the chest, and curl the spine here. Inhale to kick that foot up behind you, take that back bend once again. Exhale, bring the knee between the arms, reversing the motion. One final round of this, kicking that foot up towards the sky, imagining that we're touching the back of the head to that left foot behind us. And exhaling to round the spine, nose to knee. Set the left knee down. Catch your breath here. Maybe re-ground through the hands. And then we'll take that left foot out towards the left. Knife edge of the left foot is parallel with the edge of the mat. Our hips are still centered over that right knee. You can pause here. That left leg can be as straight or bent as you need it to be. And then on an inhale, we're just going to sit back towards that right heel. So like a hybrid between a child's pose and a wide-legged forward fold here. You can keep those right toes tucked for a foot stretch, or untucked if you just want to focus on the left leg stretching. Breathing here, and then pressing back up so that the hips are directly above that right knee. We're going to walk the left hand into the center of the mat, and on an inhale, we're going to open the right hand up towards the ceiling, twisting the chest towards the right side of the room while maintaining a lot of connection between the left foot and the earth. Inhale into this twist here, stretch that right hand up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, we're going to do a variation of thread the needle. So we're going to take that right hand through this hole we've created between the left arm and the legs. We're going to just take that palm facing towards the sky of the right hand through this hole until maybe we can lay the back of our right shoulder on the earth, and just take the left fingertips to the earth as well. Inhale here, still kicking that left foot into the earth. It's kind of a crazy looking pose, but it's also sort of a nice stretch. Maybe take the back of the head to the earth and look up towards the sky. And maybe if you're feeling kind of crazy today and like you want to try a fun challenge, maybe you take the back of the left hand and you reach it towards your low back. Maybe you even can reach and grab that right thigh with the left hand if you're super open in your shoulders today. Pressing into the back of that right hand, hopefully feeling a twist, breathing, exhaling. And then we'll slowly unwind, take that right hand back towards the earth, unthread the needle, both hands to the earth. And we're just going to step that left foot up to the top of the mat, coming into a really low lunge. Staying on that right knee. Imagine that we're putting the pressure on the thigh just above the right knee instead of just right on that right knee. Keeping the left knee over or behind the left ankle. We'll inhale and just look forward here. And exhale. Look down between your hands. You can always be on blocks here if you want to be, or if you need to be today. You can just slowly wave from side to side, seeing if this increases the stretch in a specific part of your quad or hip flexor. Breathing here. Returning to that ocean breath. With every inhale, imagine the water is drawing away into the ocean. With every exhale, imagine that the water is crashing around you. And then we're going to walk the hands back, one hand on either side of this left leg. Walk the fingertips back until we're directly over that right knee. Straightening the left leg for an intense hamstring stretch. Flexing the left toes, keeping the back nice and flat. Looking over the left toes. Your knee can be as bent as it needs to be here. And you can also be on blocks. And then again, rock a little from side to side here. Little micro movements. Awesome. And then we're going to take that left foot behind us once again. And on an inhale, we're going to lift and kick that right foot up towards the sky behind us this time. Take a moment here to find some balance. Try to keep the hips square so we're not dumping all our weight onto our left side here. We'll inhale and arch the back, imagining that we're going to touch the back of our head to the sole of our right foot. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring that right knee through the arms, nose to knee touch, curling the spine. Inhale, we'll take that right foot up and behind us, maybe even coming onto the fingertips here for a little added height. Imagine touching the back of the head to that right foot. Exhale, taking the right knee between the arms, nose to knee. Inhale, final round of this, kicking that right foot up, back bend. Exhale, knee to nose. Coming back to center. Then we're going to repeat that same thing we did on the left side on the right side. So we're going to take that right foot out, like you're just drawing a line from your right hip out towards the right side of the room. Keeping the knife edge of the right foot parallel with the right edge of the mat. We'll inhale here, keeping the hips centered over that left knee this time. And on an exhale, maybe you tuck the left toes under and sit back towards that left heel, keeping the right foot glued to where it is. See if you get a nice stretch in the inner right thigh. Breathing into this here. You can even come onto the forearms if you're feeling really flexible today. Just imagine drawing those hips farther and farther back in space. Then we'll inhale, come back onto the hands, untuck the left toes if you decided to tuck them. We'll take that right hand into the center of the mat. And on an inhale, we'll bring the left fingertips up and middle finger, the left hand is pointing right up towards the ceiling, opening the left body out towards the left side of the room, trying to press into the shin of the left leg Press into the knife edge of the right foot, holding this twist for 3, 2, and 1. We will thread the needle. So taking the back of the left hand onto the earth and sliding it through this hole we've created between the right arm and the legs. Maybe laying the back of the head on the ground, looking up towards the ceiling, the back of the left shoulder on the ground. Maybe you come up onto the fingertips of the right hand and press into the right fingertips to increase this twist. Great release for the shoulders. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Maybe you take the back of the right hand to the lower back of yourself. And maybe if you're feeling super open in the shoulders, slowly see if you can rest those right fingertips on the top of the left thigh, or maybe you can grab the left thigh in a bind. Take one more deep breath here. And then exhale, slow motion, come out of this. Unthread the needle. Both hands directly below the shoulders once again. And then we'll step that right foot up into our low lunge. Left knee on the earth. Inhale to look forward, nice flat back. Exhale, look down towards your hands. Inhale, feel the stretch, not only in the quad, but maybe the hamstring of the right leg, maybe even in the low back of the right side of the body. Inhaling and exhaling, maybe swaying a bit from side to side here, releasing some tension in the hips. And then we'll slowly walk the hands back into our intense hamstring stretch here. Maybe you wiggle the toes, tick-tocking the toes from side to side here. Imagine pulling that right hip into the hip socket to square the hips. Inhaling here. You can always be on blocks. And exhaling. Seeing if you can let something go as you stretch here. Nice. Refocusing on the breath, letting go of any tension that has gathered in the jaw. We'll take both the hands to the earth once again. And we'll take that right foot behind us, coming once again into our tabletop. This time we're going to kick the left toes out behind us and cross the left shin over the right heel. Tucking the left toes. Then we're going to walk the left fingertips in front of the right. So left hand directly in front of the right. And then we're going to just look towards our left foot. Inhaling, should be a side stretch. Exhaling, you can bend the left knee, and sit back towards that left heel if you want to try increasing the stretch this way. Crazy looking side stretch here. Come back to center, normal tabletop. We'll take the right foot out behind us this time, cross the right shin over the left heel. Sorry, trying to remember my anatomy here. We'll take the right palm and place it directly in front of the left hand. And now we'll bump the hips towards the right as we look towards that right foot behind us. And over your left shoulder. You can bend the right knee and sit back towards that right heel to just feel that side stretch in a different place, continuing to look back towards those right toes. Breathe here. And exhale, come back into tabletop. And we'll lay down in our child's pose. We're going to just take 5 breaths here. Just coming back to that feeling of inhaling and imagining the ocean drawing away from us, our thoughts being carried with it. And exhaling to feel a wave crash over our back. But we're a rock, so that's fine. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Feeling the forehead sinking into the earth. One more breath in and out. We'll slowly walk the hands in towards the knees. Come into a cross-legged seat, maybe keeping the eyes closed. And we'll just pause here for a second. Hands in prayer at heart center, allowing the blood to drain back into the body. We'll take one more breath in together and hold it at the top. And exhale out through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, hold it at the top. Exhale out through the mouth. We'll slowly blink the eyes open. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.